I'm sure many of you have heard before that being negative only brings you more negativity. But how does negativity affect our souls? We have Concetta Bertoldi here to talk about this and more.
Well, negativity is something that your human self experiences. Your soul is never negative. We come here perfect. And
Yes.
negativity usually represents fear of something or someone, and it brings on negativity. So if once you start to understand that you were born pure and that your body is creating this, it is a self kind of healing thing to just to have the understanding of all that. Just take for an example someone you've met who is negative, and you don't want to be around them because they're toxic, right?
Right.
So we all try to, once we get it and we understand that person is negative, we have a limited time we want to spend around them, and we already make adjustments so that we say, I'm not going there. And that's a choice, but it's also a physical choice. And also you can, if you allow yourself to overcome their pain, you can almost feel empathy and sadness for them.
And the trick is not to allow the opinions of others affect how you go through life and how you stay positive rather than negative.
Right.
Because worried about how people see you and you internalize that, and then it becomes a
builds
negative
up.
thing that comes on, and that's how it kind of spreads.
It's absolutely true. And like I said, women are my favorite subject because I feel like we've been put upon since the beginning of time. And I think that we should try to help each other instead of beating each other
Right,
up.
absolutely.
Right.
And it goes back to what you've said before about loving yourself. If you love yourself enough, then you really shouldn't have a lot of jealousy to anybody else or for anybody else.
The problem is, here's the problem as I see it. I should use myself as an example. I had to wait till I got to this age to understand more of this than I did when I was younger. And that's why I feel sorry and empathy towards young women because they get bullied by other people's thoughts and negativity, and they don't understand at that moment when it's happening, they have power over it. And they got to learn to take their power back. So my favorite thing is to work with women so they do take their power back.
Concetta, and I work with children, and so when we do any type of empowering and focus with children, I always tell them to be in a place of looking to the positive and what you want, because if you look to the negative, you get stuck there, right? And that's what you can invite in, because that's all that there is. So but what you're saying really helps to put it in context, to tell them not to allow other people's opinions affect you, and don't be stuck looking at that, because it can pull you in, especially to little people.
We're so limited because we're in human form, and that's the problem. We're in human form.
Yeah, we should talk about some tools that can help people with because it really is law of attraction, which of course is a whole nother subject. But it really is. The more negative you are, the more you're going to produce, and then you're going to get in that horrible cycle.
And you just keep attracting it.
So what are some ways that people can get out of that?
Well, one of the first ways is to identify when it's happening and understand that it is happening.
Be aware.
And be aware, and don't let, I keep repeating it, don't let somebody have power over you.
Yes.
Because once you give them your power, it just escalates and it gets worse for you.
Right.
So I know that I have always thought that people might think someone is conceited for thinking positive thoughts about themselves, but I've made a lifetime of that for myself.
And it's contagious.
It is contagious.
And it's fabulous. It is wonderful to be in your energy because it's contagious and you feel good. I mean,
it's all about feeling good.
I've had mornings where I've had a tough morning, and then I see my face and my friends here, and it's that energy, and you feel it. And so, yes, I thank you. I never thought about that, but be positive, be self-confident, because it makes everybody else feel good.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you firsthand, because it comes off of you. It's awesome.
Well, you know what it is? Because there's a difference. Obviously, there's a difference. You can sound like a brat, or you can just sound like you're having fun.
And it is important to, think of, watch your thoughts, they always say, and watch your words. I correct myself many times a day. If I start to say something that could be in a negative way, I try to put it in a positive, right away.
Positive spin on it.
Here's another one that I would love to know what you think about, because being sometimes empathetic or sensitive to people's feelings, right? If you're not aware of it, when you walk into a situation, it can just bring you down, right? So So how would we tell people to prepare themselves before walking into groups, or if they're going to be with someone they know is negative, maybe, sucking their energy a little bit? What can they do?
Well, again, I'm in front of the cameras a lot.
Right.
I'm in front of audiences a lot. So I understand exactly what you're talking about. But what it is it becomes a habit, I should say.
Okay.
So it's like anything else that you do on a regular basis. You do it without thinking. You brush your teeth every morning, you do it without thinking. You're styling yourself, you do it without thinking. It's automatic. So once you start to think, geez, I'm really beautiful. I really think I'm all that in a bag of chips because I have projected the positivity instead of the negativity.
Right.
And then they believe your own thoughts and they believe your own words. And I'm not saying it like I think I'm better than anybody or I'm, it's not conceited. There's a difference.
Right.
I'm
a huge
I'm
difference.
happy
And
Right,
confident.
and confident.
And again, it's contagious. Wouldn't you rather be around someone who's happy and exciting because it brings you up and you feel good, rather than somebody who's that drainer and is that big personality and can pull people down? And this is be that person. I think it's great. We should be that person. We should walk into a room and want to be that person.
I have to tell you a story. I'm going to love telling you this.
Okay.
So the other day I went to a store and I was looking forward to it because I had heard this lady had stuff, the simple thing that I really wanted. But before I got in the store, my friend said to me, because she brought me there, "Oh, Concetta, I just want to warn you, this woman's a real," and she spelt it out. I don't think I can say it on here. And I said to her, "Don't worry about it. They're my specialty." She cracked up. By the time I was done, this woman, I swear to you, said to me, "I really want to hug you." That's what she said to me.
Because you made her feel good.
Yeah, my energy went to her and uplifted her, and she felt better, and I felt better than I was able to do that.
And you know what? That wasn't just a shift for that day.
Right.
That was a shift going forward
That's
for
right.
that woman.
It's a domino
Which is
effect.
so
It's
important.
fabulous.
Well,
fabulous.
and like we were saying, it's also important not just to not have negativity, but to make somebody else feel better.
Absolutely.
On purpose. Every day I try to compliment somebody.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'll see
great.
somebody and say, beautiful dress, and it shifts them.
And you know what? To be really, Barbara, that is so true. And I always say, because if anybody, I have in my lifetime, somebody has said to me, "Oh, you call everybody honey." Yeah, maybe I do. I was raised that way. But the truth is, I can always find something nice in someone.
As they say, it starts as a thought, then it becomes a word, then it becomes a habit.
Absolutely.
So,
It comes to a vibration where you are.
I mean by vibration also, that's really,
Well, I just mean where you are, right? Who you are and what you carry. Your vibration can be felt by people. So when you have that person who is pulling you down, they have a negative vibration. And if you're not careful, you can be sucked in. But if you're open to it and somebody comes in with this fabulous vibration, she raised the energy of the room.
yeah.
You know,
You can actually make them vibrate higher.
and then better things
and
happen.
better things.
Not
And
yes.
so we look to better things, we receive better things.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Concetta.
Yeah, no, that was wonderful. So
That
it's
was
about
great.
keeping your vibration high,
Yeah.
being positive,
Positivity,
giving people compliments.
Loving yourself.
All right, so we'll see you next week on Chatting with Concetta.